Welcome to the Monday edition of Litter Media Live on this day after Flag Day. It's June 15th of 2026. We've reached the official halfway point on the calendar of the month of June.
Almost halfway through the year.
You're right. I'm Dan Ramey.
I'm Aaron Glandon, and we need to scoot like an inch this way, it looks like.
We both do? Or just you?
I think we're good now.
Okay. All right. I'm filling up my half.
Yep.
I'm filling up my half. All right. Welcome to the program. Busy weekend. And there were a lot of trucks here, a lot of happy people. We'll talk about some of that coming up here shortly. But first, let's take a look at how to prepare for the week weather-wise. We're looking at a high of 68 today. A little cooler. We like that. A little bit of cloud cover on this Monday. Tuesday, we'll see a little more sunshine and high temperatures in the upper 70s. Wednesday will bring even more sun and warming back up to around 83 degrees. But it will be warmer as we progress towards the weekend as well. Maybe a little tiny shower here and there along the way, but other than that, nothing major. So.
Yeah, and I know you viewers can't see it, but I have goosebumps on my arms here in the studio because the AC's on.
As well it should be, because it's warm where we are.
It's only in the 60s, though. I was a little chilly this morning.
Were you really?
Yeah. 70s are good for me. And it was like 62 degrees on my way in, so I had to turn the heat up in my car.
Did you really?
A little bit.
Wow. Nice.
Not that I really just turned the AC off because it was too much.
Mm-hmm. I'll have that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Not recently, though. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's making news for us. Stick close for that. On the way next. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing. When it's not hot enough for you, you want to have the heat on. If it's too cool, you want the heat on. But when it's hot, you want the cool on. These guys can take care of it. Accurate heating, cooling, and plumbing, they are your trusted comfort advisor. Anywhere you see this ad on our website, littermedia.com, click on it, and it takes you right to their website so you can find out more about their services, their service territory, which stretches from Dayton over in the west all the way over to Athens, all the way down to the Ohio River, and up to Columbus as well. You'll find an accurate truck on the road everywhere you go. Click on this ad at littermedia.com. It takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
We're back for beneficial news that you can use.
Where can we find it?
You can find it at littermedia.com. You can find all the stuff we do at littermedia.com. And this weekend, there's a lot on our Facebook, so make sure you're hitting that upper right-hand corner where all of our social media pages lie, because we have links to X, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Litter Media Radio. And we'll tell you a little bit more later about all the things happening last weekend that you can see now on our social media pages.
what he means by lie, not that it's a lie, but it's where it
Where
resides.
things lie. Yes.
Yes, yes.
They lie down. We both got the Monday blues on today.
Yes.
Do you feel the Monday blues? Do you get the Monday blues?
I forgot what day it was. You know, when you work all weekend,
Yeah.
everything runs together.
Yeah.
But here we are. So what's at the top of our news today?
Oh, the top of our news today. Starting next week, Ohio University Chillicothe asked that Shoemaker Center walkers and fitness center users sign in at the ticket booth near the second floor bridge entrance. Starting on July 1st, Shoemaker Center guests will enter and sign in at the bridge entrance with no access via the first floor entrance.
Pickaway County Public Health and the Ohio EPA has their free tire collection event. It's coming up to keep the community clean, safe, and healthy. Tire collection event is Saturday, June 27th from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. on Island Road in Circleville. And properly stored tires can collect standing water that becomes a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So this is why they're collecting these tires. By recycling your old tires, you're helping protect public health and the environment.
As part of the Ohio Department of Transportation District 9's Planning Department, the district's environmental office is seeking public input for a realignment project on State Route 220 in Pike County. It is proposed to realign State Route 220 to eliminate routing traffic through the existing North Fork Southern Underpass, which routinely floods in Pike County, Ohio. The project is located in the rural area of Seal Township. It will require approximately 15 acres of permanent right-of-way and 7 acres of temporary right-of-way. No homes or businesses will be removed by the project, and the funding for this is 80% federal, 20% state. The environmental commitment date is October 23rd of this year, and the project is currently expected to be awarded on August 10th of 2028. Written comments should be submitted by July 12th of this year to brandon.beck@dot.ohio.gov.
We told you about this on Friday, but we wanted to share with you again a few more details. State and city officials announcing Thursday that the Circleville Aquatic Center portion of the Circleville Community Pool Project will move forward following the approval of state capital appropriations funding that includes $2 million for the Aquatic Center. That's through Senate Bill 450. The project is expected to require approximately 18 months of engineering, design, and site preparation, all before the construction begins, at which time the city will have a more clear idea of a timeline for the construction and the opening. We have extended an invitation to Michelle Blanton, the mayor of Circleville. She was accepting that invitation, and we should have her on hopefully within the next couple of weeks to talk a little bit more about this.
Excellent. Excellent news. If you got some time today or really throughout this week, you should check out our social media pages to get caught up with everything that happened in the Scioto Valley this past weekend. We have on our Facebook a photo album from the Southern Ohio Forest Rally stop in Yoctangi Park and the Brigade of the American Revolution at Adena Mansion and Gardens, as well as a multitude of photos from the Kenworth Truck Parade. You can also see the truck parade in its entirety on our Facebook and YouTube channels.
That truck that you see right there is called Chester, and the reason for that is the gentleman who owns the truck, his last name is Chester. But the trailer that he's hauling, it can still haul stuff, but the portion that's closest to the tractor there in the picture, that is a living quarters. So sometimes you'll see on the trucks, you'll see a sleeper cab. Well, he retired from trucking, missed being on the road so much, he bought this truck and then decided to build a home inside of the trailer. And during the Family Day event at Kenworth, there was a ramp where you could walk up into that trailer, and they had drywall on the inside of the trailer, and there were signatures all over the place from people at truck shows. So they just go around the truck shows across the country. And and you walk into there, they've got a toilet, a kitchen, they've got a big bedroom, a 43-inch flat screen TV.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Where does the toilet drain?
I'm sure, well, they probably have a holding tank like campers do, would be my guess.
Yeah.
But, and he had a dog, Charlie. Charlie was very fascinated with the camera as I was walking up to him, and he's focused on that camera. I think he's looking at the microphone.
Yeah.
And then he just goes, "Rawr." I've not reviewed the film footage on it yet.
We'll have to get a still frame of that.
But
That's
once
our
I
new
get
Daily Show logo.
it will be, he may become the next Petland pet of the week too, because 2-year-old German Shepherd, and everybody seemed to have a dog with them. They were really cool. And I know a lot of the drivers didn't know what to expect. I sat down with many of them on Friday and then met with them again during the driver's dinner on Friday night. Then during the parade, we would catch up before the parade too. So we had a lot of interaction with them. So many of them didn't know what to expect. And I told them, expect maybe 4,000 to 6,000 people lining the route.
Oh, yeah.
And to hear some of their reaction after having seen, it's just jaw-dropping. And so happy that they had a good time being here. Want to take a moment to apologize on one of the later trucks that came through during the parade route. I was reading the wrong script. It was a green truck, but it was another green truck.
Happens.
And with the darkness, as the parade was advancing in its darkness, I couldn't tell that it was not the right truck. And so they had a couple have to fall out, and we didn't get notification on it. Chris Scott, who was working Water Street, came up behind me just after I finished reading that, and he says, "By the way, we're off a truck." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we did read the information for the correct truck, but the truck had already gone by. So when you get to that portion of the live stream, then you'll see, oh, wait a second, this is the one he's talking about.
Maybe we can fix that with an edit. Line up
Maybe.
the audio.
Maybe, possibly.
If the microphone was picking your voice up. When I was scrubbing through it, I could hear the music that was playing, but I couldn't find where you were speaking.
Yeah. There were times where, and Paul's great. Paul Pollard was working with me on this, and we would interact back and forth with what was coming up next. And I would say, "Hey, that 007 car is coming, or truck's coming up." And so, "Oh, okay, great." So he pulls up the James Bond theme was coming through, all that kind of jazz. But there were times where it's like I felt like I was talking as loud as I could because the music was still going on.
Yeah.
The old DJ in me was like, I wish I could turn it down just a little bit so I don't have to scream. But it was a lot of fun.
Did they play Convoy by C.W. McCall?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
I always like when they play that song.
But the truck parade, another fantastic event. With year number 5, looking forward to year number 6.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a lot of fun, and the truckers have a great deal of fun, too. I have a couple of interviews I'll be putting together that I did Friday that I have yet to get produced, but hopefully today will be one of those days I'll get them done. The young lady, Bethany Hunt, who drove the Peachy Queen. Wonderful interview. She's like 24 years old, and she is an owner-operator of a truck. She's doing it all on her own.
That's pretty cool.
It is really neat.
Yeah.
And she had a really cute Australian sheepdog with her as well, named Angel. And then her boyfriend was driving another truck, and he had a dog too. It was a little tiny Chihuahua. It was neat. So the personalities are fantastic of all the people that were here.
Oh, yeah.
So we certainly appreciate them. Coming up tomorrow, we will have a special edition of Litter Media Live for the Special Olympics USA Games. The opening ceremony is taking place out in Minnesota, and Ross County will be proudly cheering on this young lady right here. Caitlin Brown, she is one of our local Special Olympics athletes, and she'll be representing Team Ohio in swimming at the USA Games. So tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., she'll be here with her bright, smiling face, and we'll get a chance to talk with her about what preparation has been like for this event. You no doubt saw her when she was here for Dance for Kids' Sake, and she and Amy Beeler were a dancing team, and I think they won one of the awards. I think it was the Children's Champion, which brings in the most money. So congratulations to them. But looking forward to seeing Caitlin. She's got a vibrant personality. She's a ball of fun. She really is. And last I saw, she and Noah Hiles were dating.
I was wondering if that was the same person, because that's who I thought it was.
Yes. But I've not seen Noah or Caitlin for a few weeks. Relationships come and go.
That's true. That's true.
But when I last saw them, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at sports. It's on the way next. The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health. We tailor coverage that fits your world with multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service. Local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Time for sports, and it's the close to the high school sports season. And our Haynes Total Healthcare Center high school scoreboard with all the scores from postseason baseball and softball. The high school spring sports officially came to an end yesterday with the Division IV state championship in Akron. Sandusky Perkins defeated Bishop Fenwick, which was the team that ended Fairfield Union's season. But Fenwick fell to Perkins yesterday 5-1. Congratulations to all those teams that made it to the championship games.
The Paints had a rough finish to the weekend. Saturday was a 3-0 win over Normal, but the Corn Belters bounced back to win 17-3. The Paints have gone 3-7 in their last 10 games and slipped to 9-9 on the season. They're on the road this week with trips to play the Dubois Country Bombers.
It's actually Du Bois.
Du Bois?
They actually say it Du Bois.
It's not French?
No.
Wow.
Well, it's spelled for, but they say it Du Bois.
The Du Bois Country Bombers. See, that feels weird to say.
Actually,
Cape Catfish.
It's Du Bois County.
Man, I just can't read today.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. Cape Catfish and Thrillville Thrillbillies and returning to VA Memorial Stadium Saturday for a weekend set with Kokomo.
But he rolls right through Thrillville Thrillbillies.
Thrillville Thrillbillies. And I've been to Kokomo. I know how to say that one.
I hope there's not a drug test today. I'm kidding. I am kidding. Reds dropped a 5-3 decision to the Diamondbacks yesterday. They'll open up a set with the Mets in Cincinnati tonight. Let's see if they can get back on the winning track.
You had a nice short story there.
Yes.
You didn't have a lot of words. The Guardians and Detroit were washed out yesterday, but Cleveland took their series on Friday and Saturday. Guards are off today and will open a series with Milwaukee tomorrow night.
The Carolina Hurricanes. They were off to an 0-2 start in the Stanley Cup Championship Series. But they shut out the Golden Knights 3-0 last night, and Vegas had won the first 2 games, but then Carolina goes back to back to win 4 straight and come away with a championship. Congratulations.
And speaking of championships, the Knicks won the NBA Finals on Saturday night over San Antonio, 94-90.
And then the idiots later celebrated by setting the city on fire.
I saw that. Yeah, don't do that.
Crazy.
You won.
I don't understand it. I do not. But
you don't have to behave like Eagles fans. If you're behaving like an Eagles fan, before you do anything after your team wins or loses, think, would an Eagles fan do this? And if they would, don't do it.
Let me step in for just a moment and say that the views expressed by some of the persons in the room.
I'm talking to you, Bill Betson. Every time I talk about Eagles fans, I'm talking to him.
There are some really good Eagles fans.
Like Bill Betson. He would never do that.
No, never do that. Not at all. Coming up, this date in history and what our national days are. So he was really kidding. I want you to know that. Coming up in just a moment here on Litter Media Live.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. Nearly 100 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. LitterPropane.com.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for the educational portion of our program. That is this date in history.
I didn't draw anything today.
You did not?
No.
Slacker.
I was
telling you.
busy getting the show ready and recording the news, which you don't like to do.
1864 was the year. I was not aware of this. I've learned something, and I don't know if you knew this. Arlington National Cemetery was established when 200 acres of Confederate General Robert E. Lee's estate in Virginia had been seized by the U.S. government. It was authorized for a national cemetery. I did not know that.
So that the Arlington National Cemetery is Robert E. Lee's land?
Yes.
I didn't know that either.
Was his land.
Right.
Or it was seized by the U.S.
Deservedly
military.
so.
How about that? 1864. I've never been to Arlington Cemetery. I know people who have been. And
that surprises me that you haven't been.
When we were in Hawaii, we went to Punch Bowl, which is another kind of like an Arlington in the Pacific. And it's moving. It truly was moving. However, we weren't permitted to get off of the tour bus. I don't know what the reason was for that. I can't remember if it was just, it would have lengthened the tour. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
so you've never seen the changing of the guard?
No,
in person?
I haven't.
I think every American should see that.
The only time I've been to Washington, D.C., well, 2 times. The first time I was like 11 years old. I was with Mom and Dad, and we were going to Virginia Beach, where my aunt lived. She was in Virginia Beach, worked in Newport News. We got lost. Dad took the wrong exit. Next thing you know, I'm looking at the Washington Monument. I'm seeing all the monuments and everything from the car while Dad is complaining about traffic and kicking himself in the tail for making the wrong turn. That's the only way I got to see anything.
Wow.
And the other time, we had a connecting flight in D.C. to go on to somewhere else. and I got to see everything from the window of the plane.
You got to go to D.C.
Those are the only two times I've been there.
We need to do a Litter Media field trip.
Would have loved to have been there last night because from what I understand with the UFC thing that was set up there at the White House, and the reason that Travis Pastrana was not here for the Southern Ohio Forest Rally.
Was he there?
He was jumping bikes with Nitro Circus at the White House last night.
Yeah.
I saw film footage, and I think there were 5, maybe 6 of them on dirt bikes jumping ramps. You have the White House in the background, and they were doing all these flips and all this kind of stuff right behind each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it was synchronized. It was fantastic. And I thought that would have been awesome to see live and in person. And the flyover that went over the White House, did you see a picture of it? Mm-mm. I don't know if there was, I'm trying to remember, might have been 9 planes flying right over top and streaming vapor trail behind them. It was majestic. I saw a still photo of it today. It looked awesome. It really was. But again, it's been a while since I've been to Washington, D.C.
Yeah. You need to go.
Have to go.
Litter Media field trip.
Go down for the America 250 celebration. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
4th of July.
We're not needed in Chillicothe. We'll go to D.C.
Yeah, we got a little thing going on here in Chillicothe on July 4th, too. Also on this date in history, 2007, after more than 30 years, game show host Bob Barker stepped down as host of The Price is Right. I remember watching him as a child hosting Truth or Consequences. And then there was another show that he had. Can't remember the name of it right now off the top of my head. But that back then, he had black hair. And then by the time he got into about his 15th year of The Price is Right, his hair went all white.
Yeah.
And all.
So is he synonymous with The Price is Right like Alex Trebek is Jeopardy?
Pretty much, yeah.
See, that's interesting because I don't have that perception of him. Because I would have had to been 6 years old or less watching The Price is Right to remember him.
Yeah. So you've been a Drew Carey guy ever since.
Well, I don't. The Price is Right. I'm a Jeopardy guy.
What gets me is Drew Carey's been hosting since October of 2007. 19 years.
Then he's who I know as the host of Price is Right.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It seems like yesterday he was just a kid from Cleveland.
And there will be kids that grow up that don't know Alex Trebek.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Bob Barker was pretty congenial. He was straight-laced, and then when he was in the movie with Adam Sandler, can't remember the name of it, where he's the hockey golfer, Billy Madison.
Yeah. Happy Gilmore. Happy
Gilmore. When they get into the little boxing match on the golf course, you saw a different side of Bob Barker. I'm so glad he did that. It was cool to see him step up and say, listen, buddy, I'm going to put you in your place.
Yeah.
All right, so that's this date in history.
Bob Barker was on How I Met Your Mother. That's how I know him, not from The Price is Right, but because he thinks his father is Bob Barker.
I don't think I ever saw that.
He grew up without a dad, and he asked his mom who his dad was, and he was watching The Price is Right as a kid.
Yeah.
His mom turned to the TV and said, that's him. And so he grew up thinking Bob Barker was his dad. Oh, that's a funny show.
Channel 6, back in the 1960s, mid-60s, had a fellow who looked similar to my dad. And I thought when Dad went to work, he went to be on the TV. But I don't know the guy's name. He might have been there just for a small period of time.
That's funny.
I was thinking here one day, I was sitting at a red light or whatever, and a person who had seen me knew who I was and rolled down the window, hey, how you doing, that kind of thing. I got to thinking about the first television personality I ever saw, not on TV, was Tom Ryan. Tom Ryan was a Channel 10 news anchor. And we had gone to it was a field trip. I can't remember if we went to the Dispatch or someplace. And I was in like the 4th grade. And we're walking down the city street and the sidewalk there. And there's Tom Ryan driving a Channel 10 news car. And he had the window rolled down. He had his hand on his fist like this, sitting there just kind of trying to get through traffic. Nowadays, you see somebody like that, it's not because they're resting their head. It's probably because they get their head next to the phone, that kind of thing. But Tom Ryan was the first guy I ever remember seeing in person from TV land. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You ever think about who your first...
I'm trying to think.
Mike Smith, maybe?
I don't think I've never really met like a famous person. I saw... when I went to the taping of Jeopardy, I always forget her name. She was on Big Bang Theory. She played Amy.
Oh, yeah.
She was the host of the episodes that I was there for the taping, but I had never seen the Big Bang Theory, so I didn't know her.
Oh, really?
No. I was hoping for Ken Jennings at the time, but now I have seen that show, and
Amy Fowler
wish I could go
is
back.
what her name was on TV show.
Yeah.
I did interview Ken Jennings. After he had won, gained his fame, he started writing a children's book series. Mm-hmm. And we had an invitation to interview him, and it was really neat getting a chance to talk to Ken Jennings.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Won all that money on Jeopardy. Speaking of money, we didn't talk much about this yet. This, you can't see it really well, but this was handed to me by an adjutant for the brigade that was here. He was the guy that...
At Adena Mansion and Garden.
Yes, thank you. He was the guy that would write to home for those who had been killed in battle and that sort of thing. And he was also the one who wrote all the requests for money to help fund the military actions and things. And he said, this represents $5. Now, he says, we call them dollars here, but at the time, in 17, whatever year it was, he said, we got this from the Spanish government, and it was $5. That's how it was announced. Dollars. But we have turned the word into dollars. So there is a replica of a $5.
$5.
From Spain.
It's also June 15th, Monday. It is Foam Party Day, Megalodon Day. How do you feel about megalodons?
Well, I was at the First Capitol Hologram Zoo the other day with a bunch of dinosaurs. You got to watch out.
Yeah. Nature Photography Day. If you can get a picture of a megalodon, that would count.
Exactly.
Go on to the ocean.
Or anything that's nature.
That's true. Smile Power Day and Big Boy Day.
Miss Amelia always has this thing. She loves butterflies, moths, and things like that. And then she'll lean over and she says, I love it, Pop, because it's nature.
Nature's good.
She's a good kid. Yes.
Nature's good for the soul. Spend some time in nature.
And maybe today would be a day to go out to our friends at Frisch's, being Big Boy Day.
Yeah.
Get a big boy.
Frisch's or our friends at the Ross County Park District or Pike County Park District or wherever park district. Go to nature.
Nature.
And then go to Frisch's. Oh, man. We're planning out your day for you today.
And the day's half over.
Yes.
Look at this. All right, that's it for the program today. Again, special edition tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock with Caitlin Brown will be here. And I believe Courtney Davis is coming with her as well. And we had a chance to talk about what it's going to be like representing not only Chillicothe, Ross County, and Ohio, but she'll be on the stage of the United States in Minnesota representing us.
Very exciting times.
It is. Special Olympic Games coming up. All right, that's it for the program. Back at it again tomorrow here on Litter Media Live.
My family moved here when I was 4. My father bought a funeral home here in town, and my family has operated a funeral home since. We actually grew up in an apartment above the funeral home. And from the age of 10, I helped my parents in funeral service, and that's what I always wanted to do. I had my annual visit with my primary care physician in September, and I had recently retired, and I decided time to start taking care of some things that I had going wrong with my feet, with my hands, and limited mobility. And that started a path of probably close to 30 different visits in various parts of the orthopedic center. We tried to address some tingling and numbness I had in my hands. Turned out to be carpal tunnel, so I ended up having carpal tunnel surgery. Probably the most problematic thing was the foot pain I was experiencing when I was on my feet all day. I would spend all day on my feet cooking, and the next morning I could hardly get out of bed. So I decided I needed to do something about that. I didn't want to live with the pain the rest of my life. The podiatrist, she recommended some exercises, some medications, and some physical therapy. And having completed all of those, I've been completely pain-free for the last 2 months. The care I received going through the process, both with my feet and my hands, was phenomenal. I've had, if you include the physical therapy, over 30 visits with 6 different physicians, an MRI, an X-ray, and every single individual I came in contact with was happy, friendly, and caring. We are so blessed to have a locally controlled healthcare system in our community. I've always said it's our community caring for our community. I love to be outside. I've been that way since I was little. Probably what I enjoy most is spending time caring for my property. I've got about 8.5 acres I tend to. My wife and I enjoy camping and boating outside. My family in the last 50-some years has used Adina as our healthcare providers, from the birth of my children to the cancer care and end-of-life care of my father. And I can say I don't know why anyone would need to leave the community for healthcare.